Episode 30 of We Stand Corrected is brought to you by the Farewell Ranch.
Tired of your spouse's constant nagging? Caught 'em cheating again? Or maybe they're just always there.
Introducing Farewell Ranch, the premier vacation destination for the spouse you're ready to let go.
At Farewell Ranch, we take care of all their needs. Long walks on the cliffside, horseback rides in the canyon. One way, of course. And a complimentary final toast, courtesy of our Desperita.
No return flights, no questions asked, just peace, quiet, and legal deniability.
So whether they cheated, ghosted, or just stopped talking during your favorite show,
say goodbye at Farewell Ranch.
because sometimes, till death do us part, needs a little push.
Farewell Ranch, where love goes to die. Sponsored by We Stand Corrected with Kurtis and Joe. Justice, laughter, and the occasional body bag.
I go ham on a bullet beat combined to Il Brio. Call the homies up and make tracks with my people. Cause when we join forces, we know that he is with us. We talk to him and keep a strong witness. So when I say I'm gonna take you to church, I really take you to church.
Hey man, have you ever been to Farewell Ranch?
I've never been there. I don't know if it sounds like my cup of tea.
You never know. You might get voted off the island one day.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I've been voted off the island a few times, but never by my spouse. I hope it wouldn't be there if it did ever happen.
Well, thanks to our sponsors of episode 30 from the Farewell Ranch.
What have you been up to, man?
I checked out the Buckhorn Exchange today in Denver, man.
How was that? I know you were talking about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's been on the bucket list for sure. I drop several people off there so many times when I'm driving Uber. And everybody I drop off is always the virgins going in there too. So I'm like, I want to know how it is, but nobody's like ever able to tell me how it is. And it's Colorado's oldest restaurant.
It's kind of fun. Like, you'd think like you'd hear advertising for it and stuff, but I didn't even know what it was called until you went there.
Yeah, and so it's a historic building, dude, and it's a building, and it's, like the buildings look in Cripple Creek when you're walking Cripple Creek, and they're all historic, like
Old West.
Yeah, so it's that type of building, surrounded by like all new apartment and just structures. So it's kind of weird. So like there's apartment buildings surrounding this, and then there's this old 1850s building that just sits right there in the corner. And so it's wild because you walk in, and it's Colorado's first official, I think, liquor license too. So, I mean, it's the oldest restaurant, but also they have the longest running liquor license in Denver.
Nice. Now, I've seen it a few times, going to the Broncos games and stuff on the light rail. We've passed it, and I've always thought it looked like a cool place to go. I didn't even know what it was called, but you said it was. You said the food was pretty good there.
Yeah, it's pretty creative, and it sits right on the light rail station, dude. So, like, I mean, you could get off there from the Bronco game, going to the Bronco game. It's totally like a stop that you should make if you're riding the light rail for sure.
Nice. What did you have?
So I had a combination of a buffalo steak with an elk steak today.
So is it like all wild game and Colorado raised everything?
I don't know that it's Colorado raised, but I mean, they got a bunch of unique type of food on the list, like quail, elk, buffalo, and then they got all your beef. Let me pull up the menu here real quick, and I can name off some of the others that I saw. That they're known for their Rocky Mountain oysters. Are you a Rocky Mountain oyster fan?
I like them.
Yeah, they're not bad. I'll give you that. So, they were ordered today for the appetizer for sure. They got rattlesnake on the appetizer list.
Did you try any?
I did not. We went with the calamari today and the Rocky Mountain oysters. Great Rocky Mountain oysters. So, I will say, both well worth it. Calamari was great. The bull nuts were delicious. Some of the best nuts I've ever had in my mouth. In my mouth, the only nuts. Okay.
I sure hope they're the only ones. And if you haven't tried those, I went to a rodeo event one time with my dad. We were in this VIP lounge area, and they had Rocky Mountain oysters there. And I'm an adventurous person. I didn't even know what they were. I thought it was chicken fried steak. And I'm mowing these things out because they were good. Shit, those are Rocky Mountain oysters. Damn, it doesn't even, it doesn't taste like what you think they would.
No, they taste like they could be passed as fried chicken, man.
Yeah, it literally is. That's what it reminded me of, was chicken fried steak or something like that.
Yeah, as long as, they're done. As long as they're done right, you can't mess them up.
You don't want one raw, I don't think.
Well, not me, but some might. They do this thing that they call it the big steak. So you can order just basically like steak for the table. You can do it for like 2, 3, 4, or 5 guests. And so they'll just bring, if you want 5 guest steak dinner, they'll give a 3 1/2 pounds of steak for $228.
Wow. Okay.
So, it's pricey. And for, a few people today, we paid a couple $100, but really good.
You pay for the experience too, though.
Yep. And they have a lot of different types of buffalo on the list. So, they got the tenderloin steak, but they also got a prime rib, which was absolutely delicious. A buffalo prime rib.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you know me, that's my favorite cut of meat, man.
Yeah, you do like the bison.
Well,
and the prime rib.
The prime rib, yeah. That is my go-to, just in general. So, smoked prime rib, I'm in, dude.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there.
So
Always turns out good.
Yeah, here's the game and fish they offer. So obviously elk, I talked about. Cornish game hens. You ever had a Cornish hen?
I have.
Yeah.
They're
quail?
Good. Quail? Never had quail, no.
No, quail's not bad if it's done right. They got Colorado lamb and salmon. So, and then the combination plate, which is what I had, which was the buffalo and the elk together. But then they offer several different other types of combinations. So, buffalo prime rib and salmon, beef tenderloin and quail. Just several different things, dude. It's so unique.
That's cool. So you would go back?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, you walk in and it's 2 levels and it's full of just wild game taxidermy. Obviously we've done the taxidermy scene on We Stand Corrected. So, yeah. I mean, hundreds of wild game on the walls. And
that's
one of their,
cool,
yeah, they have a 2-faced, a calf. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. A calf, 2-headed calf.
Nice.
On the wall in there that they're known for.
Was it real?
I don't think so. I didn't ask, but when we were walking downstairs, like I asked when we were leaving, and they go, I go, can we go walk around the downstairs since we haven't seen it? Because we saw it all upstairs, and downstairs is loaded full of all types of animals. And one of the waitresses goes, "You find the 2-headed calf?" And we were like, "No, that's what we're looking for." And she steps us back, and there it was. And it's all up high. It's hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, obviously, I feel like somebody just sewed it together. That's my own interpretation. But
kind of like a jackalope.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's cool. You never know, though. It could be real.
But they've had several celebrities in there, and I got a picture today with a picture of Garth Brooks autographed. Several. Hulk Hogan. Buffalo Bill was known to go in there from back in the day. I mean, hundreds of celebrities when they come to Denver go to the Buckhorn.
That's cool. Yeah, I know Garth isn't that kind of close to one of the bars that Garth Brooks started at?
The Grizzly Rose?
Yeah.
No, the Grizzly Rose is north of downtown. So, I mean, it's a little bit. I mean, in driving terms, no, it's not far, but I mean,
it's not like right next door.
No, it's not downtown. So,
well, that's cool. I'm going to have to get up there and try that out.
Yeah, dude, you're going to have to take the experience. I'm getting you corrected on the Buckhorn Exchange.
Yeah, speaking of experiences, 50 days away now.
What is?
The cruise.
Is that right?
It's 50 days away, and this is actually going to be check-in week.
Yeah, you're going to check your luggage?
Check in and figure out where my room is, and that's going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm going to see if my balcony's being blocked by our survival boats.
You're going to have a life raft in front of your railing.
Yeah, as that thing's going down, I'm hopping on that boat if we don't get one.
It won't be that bad.
No, it won't. And I saw a news article today, and it was like Royals reported a bunch of unruly guests on cruise ships right now.
Yeah, but you look at it, and those ships that they're building just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, yeah, they're gonna, some of those things have 4,000 or 5,000 people on them now.
You know where the biggest problem is?
Where's that?
People are waking up in the morning, and they're going to claim their chairs around the pool, and then they leave for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so
they throw their towel on them and leave.
Yep, that's causing a big uproar right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they say it, all over their website and stuff not to do that. So, I guess rules are only as honest as the people that follow them.
That's right. That is right. So, we might have to just pick up the old towel and throw it overboard.
Yeah, usually people travel with a lot more than just a towel when they claim a chair. So if there's just a towel there, it means they're nowhere to be found.
That's usually how I rock, though. I'll leave my shoes and my towel there. I guess the shoes are a kicker, right?
Yeah, literally.
My flops.
Yeah.
That means I'm there.
It looks a little more convincing.
Right?
Sorry, I had to move my computer a little bit. I'm not having an earthquake here.
We got the old hiss in the background. You know it's cold if Kurtis has got the old hiss going back there.
I'm ready for summer, man. I'm tired of this crap. It was 85 or 86 degrees last weekend, and now it's snowing and friggin' wake up to 2 inches of snow on the ground this morning and 28 degrees.
Yeah, and it didn't even accumulate here, and it snowed from Friday or Thursday night through Saturday morning, and nothing accumulated.
And this is where we get it seems like every year, we get what Colorado is known for they call it Indian summer. Because it gets to be summertime for about a week or two, and then bam, you're right back to winter for another week.
Yeah, I was watching a TikTok the other day, and it was a guy, he bases his TikToks off Colorado. And he goes, well, I think it's time to put the snowblower away. So he's got a battery-operated snowblower. He takes his battery out and he puts it in his battery-operated mower. And as soon as he pops it in the mower, it starts snowing, and he's all looking around like, oh, man, I'll come back in a couple hours. It'll be gone.
It's so true, though, man.
Yeah.
It's the only place that you could go, I think, and you'd have to pack clothes for 12 months out of the year if you were going for 1 week.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm happy about this year is up here, the wind has not been bad at all. There may be like a couple days where it's been kind of blowing, but I have not missed those spring winds at all.
Consider yourself fortunate because they have been a bitch down here.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
It's been terrible. There's people posting on my Ring app about trees being downed, and it's ridiculous. 60, 70 mile an hour wind.
Yeah, I haven't got any of that this year. But you guys have gotten all the weather, barely gotten any snow.
Yeah, I know. Usually it's the other way around with the snow part of it.
Yeah, we get, pounded with snow, like usually like 6 to 12 inches at a time, and I maybe got like 2 or 3 at a time at most, just a few times this year.
I know Joe calls me earlier today, and he's like, well, we could podcast now because I know it'd be warmer in your garage. And I'm going, what are you talking about? Shit, it's sunny up here. I was playing fetch with my dog, and I'm like, it's just about ready to snow again down here.
Yeah, it was freezing. I was out there throwing the ball with him, man, and it's like 45, sun's out, blue skies.
drive friggin' 70 miles up the road and enter a new climate, I guess.
That's what it is here. So, you
Well,
never
cool.
know. So I was thinking,
That's scary.
You never know. You never know what I'm thinking, dude.
That's for sure.
I'll hold a receipt on you. You know this. Careful. You might get voted off that island. But when we ran You Might Be a Native, that was kind of a hot topic.
Yeah, it took off on TikTok.
Sure did. And I was kind of surprised by that because, you know, if anybody knows where we got that scene from, they'd have to be a 90s kid.
That's for sure. That's a very popular comedian that came up with that whole You Might Be a...
We'll keep it at that. If they know, they know. If they don't, they don't. Not my problem.
If you know, you know.
Well, here we go, man.
All right.
I got some for you. Yeah. Sure shit. Here we go. All right. Just like you were saying, if you've ever worn shorts in a blizzard but call it just brisk out, you might be a native.
If you've used "the mountains are out today" as a valid excuse to be late, you might be a native.
Hey, that's true. That means it's went from snowy to sunny, just like it was up here. If you get irrationally angry when someone calls it Colorado, you might be a native.
If you've given someone directions using dispensaries and breweries as landmarks, you could be a native.
If you've ever said, ugh, traffic's terrible, and it's just meant someone is from Texas in front of you, you might be a native.
If you use the mountains as a compass, you might be a native.
If Casa Bonita is both the worst and best restaurant you've ever been to, you might be a native.
If you've ever camped in the back of your Subaru eating elk jerky and called it glamping, you could be a native.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, who drives a Subaru, though? But that's like the number one selling car here.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah?
I have a philosophy about Subaru drivers, and it's a personal thing.
Is that right? Well, I'm going to take a shot at you here, okay?
Okay.
If your backyard has more car parts than your local O'Reilly's, you might be from Fountain.
If you complain about Californians while also secretly checking Zillow in Fort Collins, you could be a native. Or live in Parker, one of the two.
If you've ever mowed your lawn and found a car, you might be from Fountain.
If you wear a sweater tied around your neck and tasseled shoes, you could be from Parker.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying.
What are you saying?
Just saying.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. Saying it's a little bougie up here or what, dude?
It's bougie up there.
Yeah, well, if you've ever fixed your fence with a political sign and a bungee cord, you might be from Fountain.
I fixed my furnace with a street sign one time. That's no joke. I had a hole down in the crawl space. I had a hole where they used to have a different some ductwork that connected to the main.
Yeah.
And they did away with it, and I went down there, and it was just blowing all this hot air in the crawl space. So I took a street sign and some sheet metal screws and just screwed it over the hole.
Oh. Hey, that's why you're from Fountain. I got one more for you then, all right? Unless you're going to top me with some more bougie Parker.
I might. You never know. I'm shooting from the hip here, so.
If your backyard has a trampoline, a fire pit, and 3 broken bikes and exactly 1 lawn flamingo, all of it's functional, you might be from Fountain.
If you're particularly fond of pastel colors, you might be from Parker.
Okay, come on. Come on, fucker. Oh, shit.
You got rocking them Easter colors up there.
Okay, whatever. What the fuck ever, dude. Oh, shit, man. Those are good. People got to understand, we could do it about Colorado towns, too. I mean, I could get on here about Boulder, man.
The towns you're so able to stereotype a town because it's so true.
Yeah.
All of them. Every one of them.
You really could. Like, oh, man, what did I send you the other day? I was like, because we were talking about how we used to get I used to get my hair cut at Manny's. Did you ever get your hair cut at Manny's?
Yeah, got my first haircut at Manny's.
Well, and it's like, well, if Manny cut your grandpa's hair, your dad's hair, your hair, and your parole officer's hair, you might be from Security Widefield.
I'm part of that club.
Hey, me too.
Except for the parole officer.
Yeah.
I've never had one of them. So
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, I asked my uncle that the other day. It was like, hey, did you ever have your hair cut at Manny? He goes, yeah, I did. And I was like, I know your dad did because that's my grandpa, and he took me there every week after school. We'd roll up.
Yeah, I remember going in there with my dad, get haircuts, and sitting on those old worn out couches they had in there, and
Yep.
just I mean, it was seriously like an old school
Oh man, those couches were terrible. They were just
man's
all cut
barbershop.
Yeah,
Old pictures of these 70s and 60s haircuts all over the wall.
Still standing, dude. Still standing.
Old school. And it's still that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Still owned by the same family, I think, for like
Yeah.
3 generations
I think
now.
John is running it. Isn't John running it?
I think so.
And man, what was the other one I was saying? Something about the Widefield mascot or something like that. And it was like, if your high school mascot is more known than your town board members, you might be from Widefield. Well, here was the other one. If you've ever seen 3 generations wearing matching Spartan gear at Walmart just to pick up hamburger buns, you might be from that.
That's
or
true,
Widefield.
Jim.
That is true.
That is true. They actually sell the Widefield swag at the local Walgreens. Get that.
Yeah, they do. Go Glads. Nobody up here knows who Widefield is.
No.
They
I
all
bet
ask
not.
me.
Or
They all ask me, like, where'd you go to high school? And I'm like, Widefield. And they're like,
Where's
Whitefield?
that?
Yeah, where's that? Where's that? And you tell them
that's where all the cool people go.
and then you say, like, Southern Colorado Springs, and they're like, oh.
Oh, God, down in the
Yeah,
slums.
it's so bad down there. So
Yeah,
bad.
No, those people are clueless.
Well, I mean, they ain't bougie rocking the collar, you know,
No,
like us up here in Parker
you
right
know,
now.
you people up there.
Hey, you got to rock the swag, dude.
Those Apple people.
That's right. The Apple people up here.
What are you doing for Easter, Joe? Nothing? You're not going to hide eggs?
Can't give up the secret yet. She might watch this one day. Then you're really going to be voted off the island.
So my 10-year-old, we were thinking, okay, she hasn't said anything about it. We don't have to hide eggs this year. And I'm talking to the wife a little bit ago. Yep, Amelia wants an Easter egg hunt tomorrow. So we threw some candy and some eggs real quick and put together a basket for her. And we're going to go to my mom and dad's and hide eggs.
That's a cool spot to do it, though.
Yeah, there's lots of room. She, it's fun. She enjoys it.
Mine asked about it this year, and she goes, "Do you think the Easter Bunny's going to hide eggs?" And I was like, "Do you think it will?" Or she was like, "Do you do it?" And I'm like, "No, I don't do it." I was like, "Maybe you do it." I didn't do it. Maybe you just woke up and did it.
I know. I enjoy it while it lasts. I don't want to. There'll be a day that we'll miss it.
Yeah, I think this will probably be the last year she's going to finally catch on, because she was already catching on about St. Nick.
Yeah, same here. We'll see. They grow up fast, and you just got to enjoy the moment while you're in it.
I got to watch what I'm saying because somebody's in the background.
Oh,
So I got to keep it coded.
yeah, yep, coded. I mean, that makes sense.
So
Cool,
yeah, man.
yeah.
And so we got to tell people this is the end of episode 2.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. This will be the
Season
final
2, excuse me. Season 2.
30.
Episode 30, yeah.
Yeah, next week or the next time we record, we'll start a whole new season, season 3.
Yeah, and so that's going to include the vacation.
Absolutely. We may have to do a live feed.
Yeah, right on the ship.
Yeah, interview some crew members.
Probably don't speak any English. English.
Make it even more fun of an interview then.
Hey, ¿qué pasó? Hola, I speak the language.
Cerveza, amigo.
Uno más cerveza, por favor.
Más grande cerveza.
For you, maybe. I mean, I'm in my sober path, so
You can still have a cerveza.
zero.
Yeah,
Zero
still a
alcohol
cerveza.
Yeah,
Still a cerveza.
it is. That's about the only cerveza I have is that Bud Zero I showed you,
Yeah,
which
that's all right.
which tastes like a beer, by the way. I will say, like,
They're not bad. I've had them.
no. So I mean, I'm on. Gosh, how many months is it now? Probably like.
3.
Oh no, I'm way more than that. Like, I haven't had alcohol in at least 8 months.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think since my whole hospital episode I had, and the most I've had in a sitting was 3 beers, and that's maybe once a week, if that. Sometimes it's not even that.
But honestly, man, even when I had 3, I wasn't feeling great after them. Like, even my head was hurting. So I'm like, and dude,
Yeah.
I miss an ice cold beer here and there. Like, there's nothing better than an ice cold beer, and those zeros kind of quench that. Like, I was never an alcoholic to begin with, but
Yeah,
I mean, I never had a problem with alcohol, man. But you
you
know,
had a problem with alcohol at my house.
Yeah, well, those create some good stories. I mean, obviously, like
Just a couple,
just a
couple nights.
Yeah, but I mean, now you got me sidetracked forgetting what I was gonna say.
You were trying to figure out how you say Colorado still.
Yeah, you might be a native. You're still
Might be
trying to figure
native.
that out. So, well, man, this is it. Season 2.
Season
In the
2, man.
books.
It's I think we've had some good ones out there. We've kind of grown in viewership a little bit, and hopefully you guys continue to share, like, and follow us. Get a hold of us on social media if you want to try to get on the show or talk to us. We're an open book. We'll listen to anybody about anything. So
Yeah, we had a few interviews this year. I missed out on one. I never got back to the other person, and so I felt bad.
yeah, we may have to try to reach out again, and we've got some other people lined up that might be kind of interesting to talk to about what they do and just kind of get some different perspectives.
Absolutely, man. Abso-freaking-lutely. So, yep, come find us. Come check our You Might Be a Native scene skit. We'll start doing maybe certain cities of Colorado because, you got to pop your collar from Parker.
Yeah, pull up in Parker, tie your knitted sweater around your waist.
Find your used car parts from the local O'Reilly's in your front lawn from Fountain, who
Wear
knows?
your tasseled shoes.
Come on, man.
Buy Apple products.
How many times you been to Parker in your life?
Oh, a bunch.
Once.
Like 6.
And that was 6. When were the other 5 times? Because the last time you were in Parker was, I don't know, 5 years ago.
Yeah, I went there to buy a trailer one time. And then I was up there.
Did you go
on
for
those-
work?
Yeah.
Did you go to Potestio Brothers up here?
No, I went to Parker Trailer, actually.
Really?
I've been
I
to
know
that
exactly where
Potestio
that-
Brothers, though. So, yeah, that's one of them.
And it's right next to Parker Trailer. Not far from it.
Yep. So, I mean, I've been up there probably 4 or 5 times at least.
Well. You didn't wear tasseled shoes, so you didn't fit in. So
No, they spotted me right away. That's why I didn't stay and have lunch up there, because I wasn't sure if I'd get picked on for dressing like a normal person. But
voted him off the. You'd fit in right here with me because that's my people.
They would
All
go-
my people live here.
they would go, "Oh my God, Karen, would you look at the fountain trash that just walked in? Just look at him. He's wearing cargo shorts. He's wearing cargo shorts and a polo shirt."
That's probably true.
It is true. I know how them people are up there. Bougie asses.
Yeah, but you guys call it like it's Denver up here. I ain't even close to Denver, man.
Dude, anything from Parker north is Denver.
Oh man, that's so funny because when I lived in Fountain, that's what I used to say too, and I'm like, I live here now. It ain't no Denver.
It's
No.
like Colorado Springs and Security. It's the same fucking thing.
It's like when you're driving north from the Springs and you can see you top the hill and you can see the skyline of Denver right there at Ridgegate Parkway where the Cabela's is, and you're like, yep, I'm in Denver. It ain't even
see-
like that now for me.
To me, that's Denver.
Yeah, I know. And that's the way I used to think of it too.
If I can see the city from my location, I'm there.
I'm there. Even though that's another 20 miles away.
It's a big city.
There's it's actually a small city with surrounding suburbs, which is the crazy part.
It's all the same. They can call it what they want. I mean, it's like New York. It's like Manhattan and Brooklyn and Queens. It's all the same thing.
I guess when I lived in Security Widefield, I labeled it as Colorado Springs.
Yeah, I did
Colorado
too. I still do.
Springs.
But then, when I moved on the other side of the tracks to Fountain, I call it Fountain, even though it's the same thing too. But I don't know why.
And so when I labeled my address, it was always Colorado Springs. It was never Security or Widefield.
Right. I always did that too.
Yeah.
I don't know
why. Did you? Over
I
there
did.
by my old man's house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up not real far from there.
I know. Yeah, you had the old community pool. Never invited me.
And then even when I lived over there, after I moved out of my mom and dad's house and moved in with my cousin, I was only like 3 blocks away from there.
Where'd you live there?
Oh, down closer to Venatucci Elementary.
Really?
Yeah. Right up the street from there.
Never knew that.
It was a bachelor pad for sure. It was something else, man.
I bet living with him.
It was some of the best times I've ever had.
You were probably drunk 99%.
We were
of
a
those
lot.
times.
We were.
Knowing
some
you
of
two.
them. A lot. We had a fridge on top of the fridge in the kitchen just for beer.
One's a beer for it, yeah. And then probably a kegerator right next to it.
No kegerator.
And a trash can
We were
with
in the
ice.
process of getting one built.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You just brought the trash can home from work, filled her full of ice, and then put a tap through it in the hole, and it was drain the ice, and you were golden.
You talk like there's a problem with that.
I know you, and like that would have happened.
Going to a party at a certain apartment building one time with you.
Uh-huh.
And this individual lived on the second story. And we had a gray trash can, one of those gray like we had at work, with ice in it and a cooler and a keg in it. Huh?
I don't remember this.
You don't remember that? We had to
No.
work the next day.
Are you sure
And we stood out on the balcony drinking a beer and didn't realize what time it was. And it was 6 o'clock in the morning and we had to be at work at like 7.
That wasn't me.
You were there.
I don't recall ever going to an apartment building
I'm pretty sure
with
you
any
were
of
there.
you fools.
You were there. Well, if you weren't there, you had to work the next day, and we were all.
I was a
completely
responsible
worthless.
individual.
Oh, come on!
That was not me. That was not me.
It's a good thing you're in Parker, because if you were in this garage with me, I'd need my fucking boots on. It's getting so deep.
What apartment complex was this? What are we talking about? The Kit Carson Apartments or what?
No, hell no! I would never go there. I'm trying to get
Okay,
freaking
so
stabbed.
like,
this was the ones over by Southgate.
that wasn't me, man.
Was it? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
You must have had another friend.
This might have been before you were my friend, when I thought you were going to try to kill me.
Give me the initials of this cat's apartment.
CK.
I never knew he lived there.
Yeah, he lived there for a while.
I hung out at the condo on a night you weren't there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Probably the only night I wasn't there.
Oops.
That's a story for season 3.
No, that is not a story for season 3.
That
cannot go live. Your mom would be mortified. Your mother would be mortified.
She's heard worse.
Mama Kurtis, don't even ask. You thought my language was bad before. You'd really be mortified then.
I send her things on Facebook just to see what she'll say about them.
Uh-huh.
It's some of the things I'll send her. She'll just reply to me, "Why? Why do you send me this kind of stuff?"
I'm surprised she knows how to reply.
Oh,
Hey.
my mom's tech savvy, dude. Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day either one of my parents owned a smartphone, but
She's probably got an iPhone then.
no, my mom's smart, dude. Come on. She's an Android lady.
Yeah. Uh-huh. She don't know what she's missing. She'd really be smart then if she had an
iPhones.
You
I mean,
listen to
we're not
Mama
bougie
Curtis.
down here. This ain't Parker. This is Fountain, dude. Remember, this is a hoot.
That's what people think of Fountain as for sure. It has changed. I will say, like when I come back, like, and I haven't been down in months. It's not the same place it used to be from when I left.
You know what though? The whole state isn't anymore. Even Parker isn't the same place any longer.
It's not, but I have everything. I have everything I need. I don't even have to go to Denver to get what I need.
I don't either.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Why?
You do
what do I
gotta
need
leave.
in Denver?
And you talk about traffic. I'm going to get corrected on this because you talk about traffic here. I will say when traffic shuts down there on the highway, it don't fucking move. You get on the highway from Bijou to Fillmore, that blows because it's 3 lanes of no movement. You can't tell me I'm wrong. The traffic here. There. Yeah,
I've seen it pretty bad on 270 though, or on
you don't even know what 270 is. But traffic moves.
Anyway,
traffic moves. It always moves. Whether there's traffic, it moves.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Let's get it. Fucking moves.
No, it doesn't. So I've started this whole thing with Joe now, where I'll just call him and just fucking argue with him for 20 minutes.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You don't.
I called him the other day, and I asked him a question, and he said, "I don't remember what I asked you." I was like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm blah blah blah." I said, "No, you're not."
Just to argue, just to start an argument. And then don't even get me started on Powers because they widen that shit and it still backs up from Constitution on.
That's, that road's terrible just because they put lights.
You don't get that in Denver. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you do.
You just don't know how to drive in it.
I'd just choose not to.
Come on, dude.
No need for that. I'd slap somebody if I lived up there. I'd be in jail before the end of the week.
You already, I'll call Kurtis one day. Every time he's driving, that the horn is honking. You'd think he'd live in Denver. So you fit right in. Other than
if I lived up there, I'd wear the horn out because there's a difference in horns. Sometimes it's a beep beep, like hey, please go.
Yeah.
Or it's a. I like to lay on the horn. I like the horn that says "Get your shit together."
We all. That's a California in you right there, buddy. That's a big city in you. That ain't even Denver.
I don't know. I think maybe it's just road rage.
Yeah, that comes from Chicago,
LA, New York.
Thanks to all the non-natives.
That's for sure.
So, all right, buddy. This concludes the end of season 2. Episode
all right.
30.
Well, thank you all for watching, continuing to watch it. And please keep watching it. Follow us, share us. Word of mouth pays. Let's get it going and keep it going for a while. So we always enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, this is how we talk every night. So we decided to just record it, and that way we have something to look back on as well because we're 2 idiots sometimes together on the phone.
Absolutely.
So, all right, until season 3.
All right, happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter, Joe.
Take care.
Season 3 next week, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right, we'll see.
All right.
Have a good evening.
See ya.